Shalom, shalom. Call HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. The bonders of the elders and apostles, a great MILLSTONE, teacher of well. Peace and salutations be told for the elect. But that tells them goodbye, coming at you with a quick lesson. Going into the Motb, coming at you from the prophets in Babylon camp here in Tampa, Florida. We're just going to get into the judgment of those who takes the Motb. First, we're going to cite what the Motb really is in the book of Revelation, chapter 13. We can start at verse 15. This book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, so that image of the beast is going to what? This devil's NWO, man. The ways of Rome, pretty much, man. And he wants to reestablish those ways. And the cornerstone of him reestablishing those ways in the NWO is the Motb, which is the mark, man. The CHIP, which you would know as the RFID microchip. It says, it caused that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't want to get right with this devil's program, with this Motb, which is the major part of his NWO, he gonna what? You're gonna seek to put you to death. Gonna seek to get you beheaded, put you in prison. You gonna seek to do all these things to you, man. Because what? You ain't going for his NWO, and this is how he's going to. This is how he's going to lure out the prophets. The scriptures say, "Then shall it be known who are my chosen." You know, he's going to lure out the prophets by forcing this Motb upon everybody, and he gonna know the men of the Lord because they ain't gonna get it, man. And not saying that all people that don't get it are men of the Lord, but men of the Lord are going to be a part of that number, man. You know, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. And that's why, because he causeth all of them. He causes everybody to get it. You know, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So what? He can weed out the prophets. You can't hide from that, man. You know, and he's going to set up those stations to where it's going to know if you have Motb or not. Such certain stores and, you know, things like this going to have a scanner. You go and you're going to be able to be scanned. Everywhere you go, you're going to be able to be scanned. And they're going to know, oh, man, this dude does not have the Motb. They can straightway call for authorities, man. Trap you and then wait for authorities come and get you. Authorities take you in and put you to death. It says, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, because this chip going to be placed in your hand or in your brain, man. Yeah, Elon Musk talking about brain chips. The scripture said foreheads, but it's going into the brain chips, man. It says, and it also talks about the right hand. All right. Now, that doesn't mean it's only subject to your right hand. It can be placed in your left hand. Or it can be placed it can also be placed in the back of your neck or wherever it may be. Anywhere where it's good to be scanned. You know, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So without this, you will not be able to buy or sell. That means you will not be able to pay for bills. You will not be able to live in a home. You will not be able to buy food for you or your children. You will not be able to buy clothing for you or your children. You will not be able to buy water, whatever it may be. You got pets. You won't be able to buy food for your pets. You just won't be able to live in this society without having this Motb, man. The things that you can do naturally today, you will not be able to do without the Motb and the NWO, because this devil is trying to forward his new world. And if you don't want to be a part of it, you're going to make sure that you are not a part of it. Now, it's best that we do separate ourselves from this devil's NWO so that we can cling to the Lord YAHAWASHI's NWO, you know, and that's going to be in the kingdom, man. And with those men, the prophets of the Lord, those men of the Lord, the elect being at the top, the governing bodies of the kingdom. You know, you don't want to be a governing body in this world, leading yourself and many to destruction. You're going to be a governing body in the kingdom. Therefore, you have to lead yourself and many others to life in this world. All right? Now, if you can't do that, if you can't suffer death for the Lord YAHAWASHI's sake, you know, it's just spirit, because I just woke up from a dream about persecution, you know. Well, they persecuted me heavy, you know, and the Lord had caused me to escape from them. But this is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. Now, you're better off losing your head in your life, you know, for the name of the Lord's sake, rather than going against the name of the Lord and getting this Motb implanted inside of you. Why? Because the judgment and the punishment will be much worse. You know, you can turn this thing down and the Lord will take care of you. He'll give you food. He'll give you water, clothes, because he does it for the animals, the fowls of the air. He does it for the grass. How much more us, who are more important than those things, you know? You just got to be trusting the Lord, YAHAWASHI, and have faith. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image. Now, I'm going to run it back. It says, if any man worship the beast and his image. Now, I was telling you what happens if you do decide to worship the beast and his image. If you do get the Motb and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, because ultimately that's a lack of belief, a lack of faith. You know, the unbelieving gonna get this Motb. The lack of, the faithless gonna get this Motb. And what does the scripture say? All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right, so if you're unfaithful, you're gonna die with this Motb in your hand or in your brain. And that's gonna be a sign of your unfaithfulness. It's gonna be a mark of your unbelief. All right. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of YAHAWAH, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. His indignation is his righteous anger. And with that without mixture is no mixture with mercy. You know, it's not going to be mixed with mercy. It's going to be straight judgment, pure wrath, man. 100% of wrath of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So the angels going to be watching you in the chariots. And YAHAWASHI going to be watching you in his chariot burn, man, to a crisp. While the brothers getting beamed up and watching your ass burn too. You know, you don't want to burn, man. You do not want to burn. You do not want that smoke. You do not want that smoke. You want to inherit everlasting life the right way. You know, you don't want to go into the kingdom after being burnt, to a crisp. You know, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. All right, so it's gonna feel like you burning forever and ever in that fire, man. And the Lord has, he has rulership over time perception. You know, brothers may wake up from a dream and feel like they lived in that dream for years and years, but it really only took place for a few hours. While you were sleeping, and I can attest to it, man. The Lord is the God of time, man. He's the Most High, the Alpha and the Omega. He controls all the things that you are subject to: food, water, time, aging, weather. All these things you may be subject to, he controls, and he can make it to where it can stand. You could stay in that thing forever, man. You can stay in whatever you're subject to forever. And, it'll feel like it. And then, the time comes out. It's only really been a few minutes. Like when Joshua was going to war with Israel, he was going to war against the enemies of Israel. And he asked the Lord that he makes the day last longer. And the sun stood out even longer, man. Whole 24 hours the sun was out, and they were slaying their enemies, man. And even in that, the scriptures say that YAHAWASHI had slain more of the enemy with brimstone and whatnot than Joshua and the Israelites did. So the Lord had the most kills in that war. You know, the Lord took more. He had more bodies in that war than Israel and Joshua did. You know, but that smoke that's going to be ascending up forever is a smoke that's going to be here in Babylon. You know, it's going to be forever a memorial of wickedness. This is what happens to wickedness at the end of the road of wickedness, man. You know, and it's going to be Babylon. It's going to be a black desert. You know, shit's still going to be smoking. You know, and then it's only going to be inhabited by the unclean birds, man. You know, it ain't going to be no life here. Ain't going to be no peace here, no joy here. It ain't going to be a nice sight. It ain't going to be a pretty sight. It's going to be a little hard on the eyes, man. You see something that you know, you may see a ugly woman. You say, damn, she a little hard on the eyes. That's gonna be Babylon. Babylon's gonna be an ugly woman. Now she's decked with pearls and a red dress, and she got this makeup on and shit, and she's just at the top of her you know, at the peak of her performance. You know, at the peak of her life, man. You know, sitting on top of the beast. What? She's beautiful. Scripture likened her to a beautiful woman, man. Like a fucking harlot. But guess what? After the Lord gets finished with her, the Lord destroys her, she's going to be a hard on the eyes, man. She's going to be an ugly thing, you know. But this is the judgment for those who get that MOTB, man. You know, let me grab this. Because the prophets have been put on a game about this MOTB, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 36 and verse 6. Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed, on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. All right, so you trusting on the staff of this broken reed, this place isn't even reliable to trust on. This place can't save you from anything. They can't help you with anything. You know, anything that you may ask of them, it's going to take hella time, months at a time for them to come through for you. You know, you have Jake applying for food stamps or government assistance, whatever it may be. These niggas take months to come through, and you may be homeless. Jake may call the police because they're getting robbed or beat up or chased or pursued, and these niggas don't come until after the man has had his way. The criminal has had his way, man. You know, the aggressor has done what he wanted to do. These niggas come after to see if you're all right. You know, you could be dead by then. You know, this place isn't reliable. You can't trust in this place. You can't trust in Egypt or Pharaoh. But Jake does somehow. For some reason, they put all their trust in them. You know, but it says, if a man lean, meaning if you trust in him, it will go into his hand. It's going to be a mark of your, this is going to be a mark of your trust in Egypt. It's going to be a mark of your unbelief in the Lord YAHAWASHI. For your lack of trust in the Lord YAHAWASHI, you're going to get a mark placed upon you to show that you don't believe in the Lord. And that's who the angels are going to slay when they come down. Scripture say, hurt not all those that have the mark of redemption upon them, man. Because there's a mark of redemption. It's like the mark of exemption from judgment, and the mark of the beast, which are those that are going to be destroyed, man. You know, so those that are going to be saved is going to be marked, you know, for those with the mark of salvation, and those are going to be destroyed, marked with the mark of the beast, the mark of destruction, worthy to be cast into the fire, man, thermonuclear fire, you know, and to just watch burn. You know, when this world burns, you're going to be a part of it. You know, that's why this Revelation 3 and 10 talks about the hour of testing shall come upon those who belong to this world. So if you belong to this world, when this world burns, you're going to burn with it. And we're going to watch it burn. Lord willing, we be those men. You know? So, HALALYAM YAHAWAH QADASH. I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you. Akim and not wath, listening to the sincerity. To next, I do say Shalom.